Well, hello and welcome again. It's me. I'm hoping you know me by now. It's Joy. It's Joy Ruffin coming to you from the Sunshine State, Florida. Always good to be with you. It's Tuesday night. So, what are we talking about? We're talking about style with joy, your joy, and how you discover your signature style and stamp. So, each and every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on the nose, we come to you and we share all kinds of tips and tools and things that you can do to have your signature style that's indigenous to you. Everyone has good taste and good style, yet maybe not so. And these are the little things that we talk about. So, what are we going to talk about tonight? We're going to talk about fit. But before we do, I just want to share a few little tidbits and things with you that will hopefully enlighten you more than what you know now. You know me, my name is Joy, Joy Ruffin. And what I'd like for you to do, if you're coming here for the first time, is to let me know that you're here. Just put in your name and let me know where you're from, and then we can do a little chatting back and forth as I discuss lots of things with you. And if you've not gone to my website, please do, because there are lots of tips and tools and tidbits there that will let you know more about me. We have about a half hour here, and that time flies before you know it. Hi, Dustin. It's good to see you here. And Stephen, always a pleasure. One of the things I'm going to ask you to do, if you're coming now, you come a wee bit later, is to tag your friends and let them know that we're on. Because if you're here, most likely you know of someone and you have friends who would enjoy the show as well. So do let them know. And more importantly, not more importantly, as important, what I want you to do, if you come in a wee bit later and you're watching this as a replay, just let me know, hashtag replay, because we're building and I want to know that you were here and to touch base with you without in any way disturbing your sense of record and style so that we can get to know one another really one-on-one. That's the bottom line. And before we get going, most of you who come here, who are here now, and those of you who will come later, hello, Corinda, through the replay, good, do that. One of the things that I want you to be aware of is that signature style is working from the outside in. The image consulting that is offered to you is much more involved than putting on clothes, hygiene, and grooming. It's finding and discovering what works for you and what showcases you in the best way. The word that I use more than ever is your presence shows up in your signature style. It speaks to who you are in a way that gleams admiration and respect, and that's what we want. So if you've not signed up for your complimentary, please do. That complimentary, we can speak about what you struggle with the most or what you have a question about because you're not gung-ho sure about it. Makes a big difference. And again, you can share out this video and we'll go from there. As we move through this, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask. My schooling is that there are no stupid questions, and it's a word that I absolutely loathe. I work to stay away from that word, yet there are no stupid questions. There are questions that maybe are questionable in some way, but they're meaningful and they need to be addressed to the person who's asking for whatever reason. And it's our responsibility to know that. And if you can participate in the show, all the better, because then you type in the comments what's of interest to you and we can go from there. So let's start off talking about some of the things that are important for you. And what I want to do now, if you're not on my page, by the way, click on the link there and then you'll be able to comment. I should have said that to you from the beginning so that you can know. Now let's talk about fit a wee bit. And before we do that, let's talk a little bit about taste. What is good taste? Because everybody has different tastes, right? We talk about the 5 different fashion styles, and there are 5 different main categories, and yet into those categories go all different types of subcategories. And when it comes to taste, it's individual. Different, better, who's to say? You You don't want to be, if you're looking for signature style, to look like any and everybody else. Yet you want to be whatever's considered good taste. And good taste means that if you line up two different outfits and the person can vote on what's put together in the best way, the one that has more charm, style, elegance, and class will be the winner. I don't care what it can be bohemian punk, it can be rock, it can be whatever style it is, but it is so well. Here are the three words that we always must bring to the fore: balance, meaning proportion and all of that; harmony, which means there's a blending in blending of whatever goes together where it complements each other; and grace, which is the ease and the comfort of it. If those three elements are not involved, whatever the taste or the style is, then you don't have signature style. You might have style, but it won't be signature style that's indigenous to you and that speaks to your presence and the greatness and the power within you. And that's what we talk about. So what do we mean when we talk about fit? We talk about the proportions and how things fit you. And so we're going to be talking about several different categories, but I want you to be thinking about this. Anything that's gaping, we'll talk a wee bit about that. We're going to be talking about sleeve lengths, dress, skirts, pants, slacks, and also the fit of those, because that's where you need to know what's working best for you. And if you don't know that, it's easy just to put on something. Very few people can walk out of a boutique department store or online ordering and wear to the letter exactly what it is that they ordered. Most people need to do some type of alterations. The only person who gets away with that somewhat would be the rectangular, the banana, or the ruler shape, because they don't have much separation or definition. So they can play around and do more with it. And remember the body shapes: the apple, the pear, the rectangular, the hourglass, and the inverted triangular. Again, there are different subcategories that fit in there, but you're going to be one of the five. And once you know that, the fit is important to you. And here's where I want to start, my friend. I want to start here for a reason. I have a lot of pet peeves. Do you? Because what happens when you go, if you're shopping online, and if you're doing the three major that I can think of shopping networks, and they're good, they're great, they're fantastic. What did we do before they arrived? But here's a standard phrase that they use. I'm going to show you this slide in 1 second. And this also applies when you go into, and especially if you're not knowing. That's why it's so important to know these 5 essentials that gets you to where you need to be for your signature style, your body shape, your fashion style, and what you like and what looks best on you. And even some of the things that you like that maybe you haven't worn, but you want to try, you want to attempt to see. I don't like the word try, and see what happens. Your colors, the fabrics, and shapewear. There are lots of other elements that go into those 5, but those are the 5 basics that you have to start with. So this slide that I'm going to pull up is a pet peeve of mine. But this one really caught my attention, and I want you to tell me why. Hello, Loretta. Good to see you here. Why am I showing you this slide? I'll put me up here with this. Because most everywhere that you go, and most everywhere that you shop, you'll hear what? Oh, this fits everybody. One size fits everybody. This will fit every body shape. This size will be good for all the different body shapes. This is good for everyone. Everybody, anybody can wear this. Don't ever buy into that, even if it might be on a scale of a 1 to a billion, true somewhat for you. One size is not ever going to fit everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, thank you too. I don't know what you're thanking me for, but I hope it's for the right thing. I hope we're on the same page. If not, we will get to be. And I love seeing people here who are coming for the first time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Corinda's coming for the replay. Thank you, Corinda. It's always good to see you. And my Stephen is always wishing for me a great show, and I love it when he does that. So now let me just go back to this slide. And before I go any further, let me just say this. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, here we go. I'm playing with the dials. I like that, Loretta. I'm learning in the process. It's a fun process. Let me say this to you. That slide that I showed you, I'm going to start off showing you that again, and I'm going to put myself back into the picture because no one size fits anyone. And if it does, it will be something that's very trendy and loose and casual and easy, and that's always good, but it depends on the silhouette. And here we're talking about style. So we're talking about fit for all of the garments that you'll be considering and you'll be wearing. So let's take this a wee bit further. And what do we mean? By the way, before I move out of here a wee bit, I want to share this with you. Fit is indigenous to signature style. And that means if you are interested, and you really ought to be, style and fit go hand in hand. There isn't one without the other. That means that your tops, your blouses, especially the button front, which we're going to talk about, the length of your top and the slits on the side, all of that, the length of your dress, your pants, and the fit is so important. So why am I saying this? You hear, one of my names is redundant because you need to find a good dressmaker or tailor, a good one, that whatever you purchase that you fall in love with and it's not quite right for you, but you're in love, you know what being in love is all about, then you're going to get that outfit to that dressmaker and they will go from there. So let's see what else we have here. Now, here's what I wanted to talk about. Everybody, I mentioned before the two B's. What does this crazy lady mean with the two B's? Well, the two B's, we're talking about the breast and the B-U-T-T, which is very, very prevalent now. And the larger both of them, the better. I hope, as my mother would say, I pray so, that you have not bought into that. Meaning humongous. This is a little on the large side, no doubt about it. And men love that. And men are the ones, and I love men. I love, 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 love. But somehow, and this is another conversation, we've gotten away from what sexuality and femininity really is all about. Wearing something like this that's gaping just takes away all of your value. And this is an exaggerated picture. But you have seen women who are wearing a button front top, whatever style or silhouette that top might be, where it's gaping. That's a no-no. That's not good fit. And that means that it's either too small for you or it's not the right style for you. And if by chance, and it happens, that you're so madly in love with it, if you're going to wear something like that, you have to wear, and have is a deadly word, I know, you ought to wear a camisole underneath it. Because otherwise, all that people are going to be looking is peeking, seeing what's gaping here and what's underneath, and then the V is too low. It's not tasteful, it's not good taste, and it doesn't speak well to your level of style, signature style. So you want to make sure, and by the way, you can do the Hollywood tape thing, if you know what that is, that double-sided tape that you can put there. But if it's really too small and too tight, that's not going to do it either. You want to make sure that you get the right camisole. And if you're going to do the button front, if you are beautifully well endowed, then just make sure that it's tastefully managed for you. That is all that we're saying here. And here I'm simply showing you the different, let me just do a solo here, the different types of tops and how you can wear like t-shirts. It's just showing you the different ways. You have a semi-fitted, the different lengths, the different sleeve lengths, how you can design and play with them. And that's just something that's totally up to you. And by the way, I'll come in here now and say to you, sleeve length is really important when it comes to style, signature style, because we're talking about your body shape and what is going to work and look and feel, I like feel before look, best on you. If for whatever reason you're in that category, and it's a big one, where the shape of the arm here has lost its toning, and it's really kind of crepey and wrinkly and it's not really, then you really do not want a sleeveless or cap sleeve or short sleeve. The elbow sleeve happens to be very popular now. It's not a very flattering sleeve. I don't care what they tell you. It's just not. If you're going to wear something over it, or if you're going to wear it because of the style or the coloration or the silhouette of it, then you can get away with it, but it's not the most flattering. And yet it's very popular today. I don't know what happened, but this happens all the time. Leggings, jeggings, and tights that everybody's wearing, and 90% of the people who are wearing them ought not to be wearing them. That's another novel. One of my favorite words, a lot of novels. But I want you to think about the different sleeve lengths, and I want to mention this to you. We want to talk about the cap sleeve. And if you have great toned arms and they're in great shape, then this is the sleeve that fits you and you can wear it. And the same applies for the short sleeve. The elbow sleeve, questionable. It depends. The most popular sleeve, my friend, is the 3/4 sleeve for almost every woman. Now, when you say the 3/4 sleeve, you're saying, well, I'm in a very hot, icky, sticky climate and it's hard for me to wear and blah, blah, blah. There's so many ways that you can get around and over that. So don't let that be your Bible because of the weather or the climate that you're in. The 3/4 and the long sleeve and the cuff sleeve, depending, those are your three most popular. And I should also say that the sleeveless is popular as well. It's your decision to decide which one fits best for you. You have to consider the sleeve length, and you have to define that and decide, depending on you, your body shape, your silhouette, your style, and your toning and the fit for your body, which sleeve do you prefer? Because you can fall in love with a lot of things as far as the sleeve length we're talking now that just don't do it for you. Like if you don't want to wear sleeveless because of the shape of the arm now, if you're a more mature, wiser woman, I like to say, then you can get all kinds of tops to throw over the sleeveless because you can't do all 3/4, but you have to be mindful of that. Because this show, by the way, I say it and sometimes I forget, it's really for that ageless woman. I don't care what age she is, but that woman who life has happened. So she's more cognizant of how to dress and make the best styling choices for her body. And that's what's important. And the next one I wanted to show you is here. Let's talk about this. We're talking about the different sleeve lengths. We're talking about the bust and the waistline. This is contingent upon the length of your top. And I'm only showing you this because 90% of the time, depending on your silhouette and your body shape, which you're going to get to know, most, and I love the word most women are going to need some type of slit at the bottom of that shell, that blouse, that top, that tank that they're wearing, so that it can glide over the hip line. That's all that's saying here. That said, just be mindful. And also be mindful of the bust line and how you show that off. Now let's go to what's really, really important. This I'm going to use in regard to, I can kind of mix it up here a wee bit, to skirts, dresses, and also pants. We have the mini, the pencil, the midi, and the maxi. But let's talk about this. It's really important for us to know, depending on our thighs, our knees, and our legs, to know which length is best for us. I have a friend, luckily, she was confident enough to ask. She has beautiful legs, but not great knees. So she wanted to know if Bermuda shorts would be something that she could get away with. And the way that she asked me just touched my heart. And I said, not unless you're absolutely wild and crazy for them. There are many other types of pants that you can wear. We're talking the pedal pusher pant, or we're talking the capri. And there's a difference in the length. And we did the pant thing some time ago, and I'll go back over that again. But you want to get the right length of skirt, dress, and slacks, pants, trousers for you. And that depends on your thighs, your knees, and your legs, no matter what height you are, and for that matter, what size you are. It can be from a 0 to a 3X. It can be from a 4'1" to a 6'5". It doesn't matter. You have to know which length works best for you. And one of the mistakes that we all make, I made it many moons ago, you feel that you can wear almost any length. Well, you can't. Not if you're looking for signature style. And I want you to be aware of that. So start to think about the where it hits you on your leg. Now, leggings, jeggings, and tights are a different story. Leggings, jeggings, and tights are everywhere now, everywhere. And this is one of the pet peeves that I have. This is where the two B's come into play, because many women, depending on their thighs and their backside and the way that they wear their leggings, jeggings, and tights, it's painful. But one of the things I want you to start to be aware of and start to look for, not to be frumpy and out of fashion and fuddy-duddy, yet to be aware of the high-low look again. Because I spoke to that some time ago in one of the webinars that I did, but you want to be aware of the right styling, the right fabrics, the right colors, and all of that for you. And depending on what occasion or event it is that you're wearing leggings, jeggings, and tights, that's another conversation about how and where you wear them. 90% of the time, nothing applies for everyone, right? Remember, you want to make sure that the backside, especially if it isn't phenomenal. And truth be told, most aren't. Mine included, and probably yours. So you want to make sure that the high-low, if you're doing leggings, jeggings, and tights, and for that matter, slacks, works. Because the worst thing that can happen when you're wearing, especially pants, slacks, and trousers, is that the fit of those pants on the backside, when you turn around, it's just not appealing. And here is where we work to find the right fitting pant for you. There's zillions of them out there. So it's a matter of finding that right brand and the right size and the right fit for you, and then you're on point again. Let's see what she says. She says, lovely. I have to read this. Lovely to be here where you are live, but I can't stay. Roz, thank you, Roz. Roz always comes by and she lets me know that she, and I love it that you do, Roz. Listen, Roz, I understand. Thank you for bouncing in. And you know, I say this to all of you. This is not the best time. And I also know me, when I'm perusing through and I'm looking and listening to all the different broadcasts that are on the computer now, it's rare that I can stay through the 30 minutes for all of them, because there's just so much going on. And you only have so many hours in the day when you have a family and all the other things that you're involved with. So I get it. So Roz, I'm forever grateful to you. I do understand. I just love it when I see that you popped in and you popped out. And I know when and if you get a chance, you'll listen to the replay. And Loretta, I love you when you say excited to learn. That's a good thing. My computer is acting very temperamental now and being a little on the crazy side, which happens. But one of the things that I know, Loretta says she's excited to learn. Well, thank you. I'm excited to teach. I think many moons ago, Loretta, when I was, well, I'm always exploring, but when I was exploring more of me, getting to know me, one of the best, how shall I put this? The best advice that I was given that touched my soul because it resonated was my guru at the time and my instructor, my guide, said to me, "You are a born and a natural teacher." So when you say that to me, that you're excited to learn, I hope you're also saying that the information that you're getting is good enough that it's meaningful to you. That's what's important to me. Let me just say, I want you to think about fit and how it applies to you. I want you to be aware. I want you to start thinking more about fit, your tops, your bottoms, and how they caress your body. Because when the fit is right, it means simply that you're not tugging and pulling. It's not too tight. You also don't want loose and baggy. Loose and baggy just says it's frumpy, it's outdated, it's not doing anything for you, and you don't want that. You want things that are appealing to you. That's all that you want. You want things that complement your body shape and show you up where you stand out in the best way. In other words, don't forget that I mentioned before about presence. You want your presence, which is your demeanor and your bearing. Another old word, but it's important, your bearing, your deportment, your demeanor, your decorum. It has to speak to who you are. It means a big, big deal when it comes to signature style. And you know what? Everybody wants signature style. Most likely, they're like me in the computer world, learning and mastering a lot of the techniques that didn't come and don't come naturally to me. And the same could be with you and fashion and style. And those are the things that we work on. And it's more about learning how to build the best relationship, your confidence and your value, so that you stand in your presence and your power. That's what it's all about from my end. And that's what I want to offer you. And by the way, if you've not gotten my complimentary ebook, please do, because it's there for you. It's the beginning stages, steps into signature style. And it's a great little booklet. Before I leave or say goodbye, I want to do this, and that is to mention to you something that I've discovered that I find is very, very useful. And that is communications and how you communicate to other people. There's so many different personality style quizzes out here. There's so many things that you can delve into and discover that. But if you are a person who is about speaking and communicating and promoting your services and whatever it is that you're about, you want to know how to communicate with people on not on their level, but in their language so that they get and understand what you're saying. And one of the best ways to do that, I found a service that offers that to you. And what we're offering you, this is a joint venture for me, is a free complimentary assessment of your style. And then you can see the different other styles so that you'll begin to know, listen, and hear how they're communicating to you so that you can communicate back and they get what you're saying. That's what's important. And that's what I want you to do. And if you're interested in something like that, just let me know. You can put in the comments here. You can just let me know I'm interested, put in interested. That key works for me. The key of whatever it is that we're talking about, which is communicating style. And then you'll get a link that will take you to an assessment that you can take, and it's all there for you. It's not my link, but it's safe and it's good. And you'll learn how your communicating style connects with other people, and you'll learn about the other styles too, which is just as good. Now, in that this is it and the time is over and it flies by, absolutely. All you have to do, Loretta, if you're interested in learning more about your communicating style, first off, because the first lesson that we do, my friend, is always, it's taken me these 100,000 years, is to learn about you, to build the best relationship with you. And once you do that, it's easier to communicate with others, but you still have to learn how to do that. And that's what we're going to do. So once again, I'm just going to peruse back through here, but let me just say this. While we're doing this though, I want to say this. I want you to start to think more about fit. Fit is important. You cannot have, even if it's loose and comfortable, and like this example here, just a t-shirt or a pair of pants or trousers, fit is everything when it comes to signature style. It has to caress your body in a way that's comfortable for you, because the way it feels, and this word feel, F-E-E-L, ooh, I'm spelling it out for a reason. Fabrics go big time into that. And also in conjunction with fabrics into this word feel is it's got to be the right fabrics for you depending on your body shape and the shape your body is in. Makes a big, big difference. And I want you, and when we do the workshops, we get into that. By the way, if those of you who are coming here later, if you'll hear what I said in the preamble before coming here, I did my first webinar, and it was a beautiful disaster. I choose to use that word beautiful. It went boom, a quarter of the way, and then the tone and the sound. And I was working with somebody because I've not done it. And most of you know that computers are my love, but yet, ooh, I'm having issues. Yet I learned a lot. And I will continue to do them because I have so much I want to share with you. This was a free webinar. And my VA is away for a few days, but when she comes back, we're going to put it together and I'm going to do it again and practice, 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 because I want you to have access to this webinar and all of this good, juicy information that's there for you. So my friends, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. It's always, always, always good to have you here. One of the things that I want to leave you with is this. Every week, I want you to also let me know some of the things that you might want to hear more about. Because for me, it's about building the foundation and the base for you so that you have a better understanding of what signature style is all about. And for me, and hopefully for you, it's really about learning and applying everything that you can to stand in your presence and your power. And to do that, it has a lot to do starting with the image and the door opener, your appearance. So that said, what I want you to do, if you have any questions or concerns of any area at all, let me know, and I'm happy to address them for you. Tomorrow night, every Wednesday night, it's Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, Living Legacies. And I have a lovely lady who's going to come on. And my favorite word for her is she's a hoot. I love that word, she's a hoot, because a hoot means that they're amusing and funny and they take things lightly and they have a great sense of humor. And that I love. I'm a kind of a serious person myself, but yet when I hear things that just resonate in the core of me, I'm learning, because I love to laugh. I come from a family of jokesters and storytellers. I didn't get that gene, but I value it and I appreciate it. And I want you to feel the same. So do join us tomorrow night. This leading lady is going to talk to us a lot about the journey. We're always on a journey, and you're going to love meeting with her. So thank you for being here. I love it when I look out and see you because I know it's not the best time. Yes, Loretta, it is a journey. We're all on a journey, and that journey never ends. It changes, it gets better, but it never, ever ends. And that said, what I want you to remember is that you have to be aware of your journey, what it means to you, what you want to take away from it, and then what do you want to give back out of that journey, that learning process to other people, whatever that is for you. And that's why the journey never ends, because we're always learning if we're alive, and we are. So thank you for being here, Loretta. It was good to see you here for the first time. We all love newbies, and my Roz, my loyal and faithful, and you will be too, Loretta. And I know that sometimes it's not easy to get here, but when you can, do. Look and check out my webpage, my website, which is very, very easy. It's simply www.joyruffin.com. And if you're interested in the communications personality assessment, just let me know, key, and then we'll send that to you and you can go from there. Thanks again for being here, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night, same time, same station. All the best. Enjoy the evening or the morning, afternoon, day. We never know. We think global, big. Thanks again. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. So long for now. Cheers.